Hello everybody, and welcome back to another stream. We are back in XP12 today. We are in XP12 RC1, so we are in the latest release candidate 1 of XP12.2. And we are checking out the TDS GTN 750 update today. It got the Crossfill update that I was talking about yesterday. So that's what we're going to be checking out today, and we'll be doing it in the brilliant TalkSim Citation 525. As you can see here, we got everything open, all the covers on, and we'll take all those off. But yeah, all the hatches are open as well. I'm going to show you around this beautiful aircraft a little bit. It's had some nice updates since we flew it on stream last as well. I'm just going to jump in the cockpit for a second here. Let's get Toby as recommend. Actually, we can keep it out here. Hopefully the sounds are all okay for you guys. Nathan, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Have you flown the Seneca recently? I haven't, although I am planning to fly the Seneca on stream from the Captain Iceman Seneca. I was provided that a little while ago to stream, so I will do that. And I was thinking of using the TDS GTN device in that as well, as that is compatible. So yeah, that is something I am planning, that stream, absolutely. Alright, so let's take off all the static parts here. Now you can either click them like this, or you can open up this menu, which you can do from here, or you can use a key binding and remove everything here. So I am going to remove everything. I'll leave ground power, cones, and shocks for now. As you can see, we have the GTN 750xi set, and VFX transponder code is 7000, which is what I'm used to here in the UK. So there we are. Now we can jump into the cockpit. Let me just start lossless scaling. There we go. Beautiful cockpit, and as you can see, we have our Garmin devices there. Let me bring up Navigraph and show you guys the route for today then. We are here at Corfu. We're going to be departing runway 16, it looks like, on the Para 1 Bravo departure. And heading over here to the northeast, where we're actually flying up. It's a bit of a weird route, but this is what SimBrief gave us. I think it's to avoid sort of this airspace here for whatever reason. Yeah, we're heading up here to Thessaloniki. I think I'm saying that correctly. And then down to Skiathos, where we'll be on the Ibid 1 Charlie arrival. And we're going to do the NDB DME approach, but the weather's pretty good there, so that'll probably just turn into a visual approach, to be honest. Now, when we get to Skiathos, we do have the brand new Mango Studios Skiathos scenery, which they just released. It's their first ever scenery. It's really nice, actually. So we will take a look at that once we get there. But the focus of today's stream is really the TDS GTN devices. And TDS has done a fantastic job on these devices. They're really cool. So that is the plan today. Let me just get my Elevatex, make sure it's tracking here. Give me a second. I'll fetch from SimBrief and load in the citation. Alright, good. So we are tracking. Good stuff. Hello everyone. Do say hello in the chat. Alright, so we can get straight on with it then. I am gonna, again, I have mapped the new checklist to buttons. You can pop them out here as well using the menu, but I've got them set to buttons. So we're gonna go through and run the checklist, and we'll close everything up and get underway here. So oxygen control valve will check in normal. That is in normal. Oxygen maps checked and properly stowed, and here they are. Standby gyro switch, so that's down here. We can put that into, oh, wrong switch. We can put that into test, so hold it, and you can see that we have a green light, and then we can put it on into standby gyro, and now we have the amber light as required. We can switch the battery on now. Remember, this aircraft just has state saving, so however you leave it is pretty much, you know, what you get next time, which is really cool. Oh, wow. Leaf, hello, my friend. It's been a while. Glad to have you here. Leaf has gifted 10 memberships for the CUDA Club. So, guys, if any of you did just receive a membership, do go ahead and thank Leaf. Leaf, thank you very much. Your support is very much appreciated. You are very, very kind. That's kind of perfect timing, actually, because tomorrow, same time, we will have our members only stream, so you will all be able to join us there. So that'd be pretty cool. Leaf, thank you very, very much. Really, really appreciate it. All right, where were we? So, battery, and there goes the sound. I'm going to turn the sound down just a little bit. Hopefully that's all good for you. And here is everything. Good stuff. We can see, we can make sure we have more than 24 volts, which we do. That's confirmed here on the DC volts. And now avionics power can come on. And our avionics will come to life. Hey Sticky, welcome. So here comes our Garmin devices. We'll take a look at them in a second. Let me just tune. Alright, it's fine.
Todd,
So,
system test
I'm
okay.
just gonna switch it out for a second there. I'm using the same intentions for the for our ATC today, which is good. What I've done is I've got the cabin crew on same tensions disabled, because we have some announcements built into the citation down here on this panel, so we'll look at those later. But let's carry on. So battery check, 24 volts, avionics power switch is on, and let's go ahead and get our ATIS. So ATIS frequency here is, let's have a look, 126355. So let's put that in. 126355. And there we are.
Traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey.
So information whiskey, QNH is 1018.
International Airport. Information whiskey. 1850 Zulu.
018.
Wind 240 at 3.
Side as well.
Visibility 6.
Here we are.
Sky conditions.
Just listen to the rest of this.
2500 feet. Temperature 26. Dew point 18. QNH 1015. Density altitude 1200 feet. Arriving and departing runway 34. Transition level 55. Advise on course heading. So same tension might give us a runway heading and
here.
if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey.
Alright, information whiskey.
Kapodistrias International Airport. Information whiskey.
Let's see.
1850 Zulu.
The
Wind 240 at 3.
Just switch it out for a second. Oh my, Leaf. A 500 SEK. I have no idea what how much that is. But thank you very much. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. Really, thank you very much. Leaf says, your support to the whole community is just stunning. Cannot be appreciated enough. Well, I appreciate you guys. I really do. None of this would be possible without all of you. Hey, Nikki, welcome. Still haven't flown this plane. Oh, you should. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun, that's for sure. Right, where were we? So, clearance. What is our clearance? Looks like we don't have clearance, we just have ground. So 121705 we'll go to. 21705. Right. 525 has become my favorite plane. Yeah, it's so good. It really is. You know, when it came out, it was lacking a couple of features. You know, it would be nice to have an EFB, maybe at the minute. But you know, you got checklist, performance, all the pop-ups, weight balance, etc. I'll show you those in a second. But yeah, right now I think this is a great plane. I do, I really do. One for a welcome. How's it going, my friend? I'll wait for a sale to buy it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Google says £40. Leave. That's very generous. Very, very generous. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the aircraft on sale, if I'm being honest, but if it does, it's a great, great one to pick up. That's for sure. Right. So let's we won't get our clearance just yet. Let's continue through the cockpit inspection checklist. So rotary test switch. So this is here, and we can just test a load of different things. So we can go for the fire warning first. You can see that the engine fire comes on. Next we have the landing gear, bat temp as well. Here we have angle of attack, so you'll see the angle of attack indicator go up, and then you'll see the stick shaker as well. There it goes. That's spare. WS temp, overspeed, anti-skid, see the master caution, and annunciator, and everything has come on there as expected. Put that back to the off position.
With information.
They said it for 3 years and we're going to. Oh really? I see. Oh really? Smack. More than the CL60. You know, the CL650 is something I do want to get. I think your mic is a bit low. Is it? I can turn it up slightly. What does everyone else think of the sounds at the minute? Let me see here. I can turn it up for you guys if required. Well, when my mic is maxed out, I can turn the sim sounds down slightly, if that helps. Hey, Sim Trashfly, welcome. Yeah, same. The older systems, GTN are fun. Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of fun. It's a great little aircraft. It really is. Right. So, avionics power gens. So where were we? Sorry, rotary test switch. There we are. Radar off or standby. This is still. Oh, let's put this on both. This is still in op. I think this will be added once the XP12 weather radar update comes in. Is my understanding. Had to turn the volume up to hear and down the test. Right. Well, let me know how it is. I've turned the sim sounds down slightly, so let me know how the sounds are now. It might get a bit louder later, in which case I'll turn the sim sounds down. Cool. So avionics, so switch, radar, battery switch, emergency check systems. So we can put this to emergency and everything comes on, as you can see. And then gen or off. So this can go back to bat now. Avionics is on. Gen or off, so gens can be on. As you can see, they're already on. That pretty much just left on. Fuel boost pumps are in norm, which is down here. So they can go down into norm. Fuel transfer is off, which is here. That's off. LH gyro slave auto, which is here, and that's in auto. Parking brake is set, which is, let me get rid of the yoke, which is just here. Control lock is removed. Windshield bleed air manual valves are off, which are here. And they are off. I believe those are correct. So landing gear handle is down, and we got 3 green, and the landing gear unlocked is not illuminated. That light is out. Anti-skid switch is on. Standby gyro cage and knob uncaged, no flag. That is uncaged already. Let me continue. There we are. Right, standby, engine instruments warning indicators, no flags, so we'll just get rid of them.
TOS, system test okay.
There it goes. Don't forget your headset to your left has an anchor function. Yes, it does. Where is it?
I'm working on that clearance. Stand
just
by.
like that. So maybe we'll do that in cruise. Hey Strudel, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Alright, where were we? So, aircon is off. So we'll check that down here. So auto and off. Air source selector is as required, so that's on both for now. RH gyro is slaved. Throttles are off, so they're in the idle cutoff. Thrust attenuator switch is auto, so that is down here. So there's stow and auto, so we'll leave them in auto. All those switches off or norm, they're fine. We'll get the nav light on for now. That's fine. Engine synchronizers are off, again that's down here. So of course this does come with a brilliant UNS device as well if you do want to use that. We won't be today, but this works very well. External power connected if applicable. We do have external power. Battery switch is off. All right. We're not going to actually turn the battery switch off for now. So let me show you guys the exterior here a little bit. As you can see, we can go ahead and close the nose doors now. You can disconnect and reconnect. We close this as well. You can disconnect and connect the GPU by clicking here on this hatch, or you can do it from the menu in here. And then on the other side, something I didn't actually notice before is we have our hydraulic, so we can see our hydraulic fluid, I believe this is. So we've got plenty of hydraulic fluid. We can close that hatch. Very cool in the CUDA corporate livery here. Very nice. You can also use scroll on the audio controller. Yeah. Where is it? There it is. Very cool. Alright, next checklist then. So, before start. So we're going to run the before start. And then we will do our... actually, you know what? Let's set up our GTN. So let's get our clearance. What was the ATIS? Let me just double check. I can't remember what the ATIS was. I know we listened to it. I just can't remember what what letter it was. So let me just quickly stick it
Hours
in.
heading, altitude,
whiskey, yeah.
and if traffic service is requested.
Okay. Let's see. What's this ground called again? What's the name? I don't remember. Kakira, there it is. Kakira ground, CUDA 818 at the West GA apron. Information, Victor on board. Aircraft type Citation 525. Request IFR clearance to Skiathos, please. Right, they're gonna get our clearance. I think using FMS.
CUDA 818, information Victor is current. Cleared to Skiathos via the Para 1 Golf departure runway 34. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 118.08 squawk 1142.
Cleared to Skiathos via the Para 1 Golf departure runway 34. Initial climb 4,000. Departure on 118.08 squawk 1142. CUDA 818. All right, good. So there's our
CUDA
clearance.
818, read back correct.
I think using FMS is better than the G. Oh, hello. Just yeah, no, just go through us. Why don't you? So I think using FMS is better than GTN because there's roll command, so we do predictive term. I see. Got you. Honestly, I think the GTN is the same, right? At least I didn't have any issues with it on my test flight. It works pretty good. But yeah, it's nice to have the option to fly both, and I will use the UNS at some point as well because I do want to remain familiar with it. What do you think? how far is the flat back A350? Well, they posted a, I presume you mean the A350 V2. They posted, hey Q8, glad to have you here. They posted some previews, didn't they? Some animations the other day, I think yesterday, of the landing gear. It's looking pretty good. I think we're still a good year or two, if not a little bit longer, away from the A350 V2. But Tolis and Flight Factor are working on that. So I think we're a while away, but I can't wait for that. That'd be really good. Q8, welcome. How do you like the new X-Plane 12.2 R1? How's performance for you now? So performance is not bad. Beta 7 for me, performance-wise, was the best. It was really good. VRAM usage was pretty decent as well. As you know, I'm pretty much mostly VRAM limited. And currently on RC1, I've not had any issues so far. It's been pretty good as well. I've only done 2 or 3 flights, so some of those in this Citation, which isn't the most performance-heavy aircraft anyway. But yeah, so far pretty good. And it does look nice, doesn't it? It does look nice. How's it been for you, Q8? And thank you very much for dropping in. Def said due to how the aircraft set up, we can only take road commands from one source. They said that they may add GTN giving road commands, but it would be optional. Not really. So I see. Got you. I see. So what does that mean for the aircraft then? Because from my understanding, when I was flying it, the aircraft was still, you know, turning left and right, and the aircraft, the GTM was still controlling its roll with the autopilot. So when you say roll commands, is that like a predictive roll for me? Performance speed for me has been the best in R1, and clouds look great. Yeah, they look real nice now. I'm glad they fixed a lot of the issues. I think I've seen a few bugs still, if I'm being honest, but I mean, this looks pretty good, and you can see, look at the orthos with the water mask, by the way. I still need to do my video on how to get orthos looking like this. But yeah, X-Plane's looking fantastic right now. Really, really nice. Really happy with it. Alright. Shall we continue? So we got our clearance. We do need to change our runway. So let me do that. We'll just change the runways. What we can do is go to flight plan here. Now I'm going to put map here, and hopefully we'll be able to see it building the flight plan. So, for example, using the FMS, it will start its turn until it reaches the next waypoint, while following the nav of the GTN, it will follow a straight line, then turn. Oh, I see, okay, so it will essentially overfly the waypoint, overshoot the turn, and then turn. I got you. I got you. Before it reaches the next waypoint. Oh, I see, okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that, so Sticky, thank you very much for that information. I really appreciate that. It's always good to learn new things. So we can go load procedure, departure, and we're on the Para 1 Golf. I'm just updating my navigraph in the background. So what I like about setting intentions is it does sometimes change your runway, departure, gives you vectors. You know, yesterday in our stream it gave us a huge, almost not diversion, but it made us sort of fly around something or another. Just makes, you know, your flights a little bit more interesting. I do like it. Right, Para 1 Golf. Runway 34, Parax is correct, so we'll put load that, and there it goes. All in there. And Q8, by the way, I was watching your stream, your GTN stream, to try and figure out how to do airways. I didn't know how to do airways before, and you just click here and put load away. I had no idea, so thank you very much. Alright, so speaking of airways, we are now going to be on the Uniform Mike 600 airway to TSL Thessaloniki. So we'll load that. It's going to load all the waypoints, as you can see, and then after that we are direct to the airport, LGSK, so there's Skiathos. Enter that, and now we can do load procedure, arrival. We are on the Ibid 1 Charlie. And Ibid, that's correct, so we'll load the arrival. and then we'll load another procedure and we'll put the approach in. We are doing the NDB DME 01 transition of SKP here, and we'll load that approach.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
There we are. So now we can, as you can see, this is the new Crossfill feature, so it's automatically transferred everything across. And it does transfer quite a lot of things. It doesn't just transfer the flight plan. There's a bunch of things it transfers.
Stand by.
Yeah, you can see our flight now across here over to, I love how responsive this is as well. No lag, it's super smooth, as you can see. So yeah, SKP, and then that'll be our route inbound. Now, on my test sector, I got vectors around here, and they just vectored me straight down. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what Say Intentions has in store for us today. But let's zoom in on the airport there. Alright. And now what we can do as well. So as you can see, there's traffic. You have terrain radar as well. All good stuff. What I can do is, if we go here, you can see we have the charts. So if we get the departure chart, and we want 10-3Q1.
I'll grab that clearance.
So let's put that in. 10-3Q1, there it is. And it has a little icon there, showing us that it's our, and then we put full. And here we are, now we have the, can I put this in? I can. Dark mode, there we are. Lovely, look at this. Good. All right, so I think we'll leave it like that for the minute. We will continue our checklist. So pre-flight is complete. We actually do need to go ahead and do our weight and balance. So, let me get up. You can still only do pounds in this aircraft. So let me just get my OFP is in kilos, so I'll just need to convert them. But we have 5 passengers on board today, so we'll say we have a pilot, co-pilot, and let's remove this passenger. We don't have this passenger today. Fuel, then we have 125 kilos of fuel. So let me just convert that. 275 pounds of payloads. So let's do 27. Yeah, that'll do. CG is looking good. Fuel, then we need 897 kilos of fuel, which is just under 2. So we'll just go roughly 1,000 aside here. There we are. Alright, so that's all done. And let's continue then. Put the AC inverter on. Onto 1. We can test both, as you can see. Although, to be fair, that's probably not doing anything while the engines are off. So pre-flight inspection is complete. Wheel checks, chocks. Let's remove everything now then. Parking brake is set. Let me remove all the ground handling that I've got going on. There it is. We should now have a nice clean aircraft. We'll put this away. And you can lock it as well. So let's lock it. There it is. So wheel chocks removed, cabin door is closed and locked. Passenger briefing, let's do that. So we can click on here. You can select your language. So there's English, French, German, maybe, and Spanish, I presume. So anyway, we'll do English, and we'll do the welcome
aboard the
briefing.
Citation.
There it is.
We're delighted to have you with us on our flight.
Seats, seatbelt, shoulder harnesses are adjusted and secure. Fuel quantity is checked.
Ready,
beacon
fasten your seatbelt.
Can go on.
For choosing to fly with us today.
Air conditioning off, which it is. All right, starting engines then is pretty easy. So, floodlights, all of these are on anyway, as you can see. Then basically we're gonna hit start here at 8% N1. N1 is 8% N2, which is here, We'll check M1 rotation, and then we'll add the fuel in and check the ITT, and then just monitor the instruments. And do the same on the other side. So we still have more than 24 volts, which means we're good to go. And alright, I'm going to remain quiet during this because the sounds are really, really good. So I'll let you listen to the sounds. We'll start number 1 first. Lovely. So we got a good start. Let's start the right engine now. We'll add the fuel in. I'm hoping we get our EFD here. Normally that sort of sorts itself out.
I am working on that clearance.
And good start on number 2 as well. So we don't have any external power. Gens are on, and we have DC amps on both sides,
Working on that clearance. Stand by.
which is good. And right before taxi, so air conditioning as required. So this will go to auto. We'll put a bit of cold air because it's warm here. Lights as required, so we'll go for recognition taxi. Avionics are on. AC inverter switch, so we'll test them. So we've got AC1, inverter 2, and we'll leave it on 1. Passenger advisory, so we'll go safety. Pressurization auto, which it is. And we are flying cruise level 310. Now I don't know why you can't, I don't know how to get rid of the 8 here, but we'll
read that correct?
Strudel, yeah, just change it to public beta in Steam. Yeah, absolutely. Right, electric trim elevator, we can check that is working, and we have takeoff trim. Flaps checked and set, so flaps 15 for takeoff. There they go. Flight controls are free and correct. Thrust attenuators are in the auto position. We've done that. ATS clearance from that GPS charts, all done. Takeoff data. So if we go to performance here, we can see everything. We have more than enough runway. And we have V1 105, VR 105, V2 108, 96.5 on the M1. So 105, let's set that here. And it's pretty much already set. No, good, we've got our PFD now, that's on cage, QNH is set, avionics are checked and set.
I'll have your clearance in just a
Alright,
second.
taxi in. So let's get our clearance to taxi in. Looks beautiful right now.
TD71 Romeo Yankee, read back correct.
Kikira ground, CUDA 818 at the West GA apron, ready to taxi. Do you know what I did forget?
CUDA 818, taxi to runway 34 via Golf, cross runway 16, then Alpha 3 Alpha.
Taxi to runway 34 via Golf, cross runway 16, then Alpha 3 Alpha, CUDA 818. 1142 is for our transponder. Flight ID, we have CUDA 818. So we'll put that in, and okay, it's overwritten it. That's fine. We'll enter that. Let me get the tower frequency preset here. Tower 120855.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
We hit enter, so that's there, and you can confirm that you have the right frequency. Because why did it change? 120855. LGKR tower, as you can see there, so that's confirmed. Everything else is good. You can pop out the GTNs by right clicking on them, by the way. This is all fine. Alright, let's go ahead and taxi. So, beacon's on, nav is on, that's all fine. Taxi lights are on. Alright, good. Release the parking brake, bring the yoke back, and off we go. Now we do need to set 4,000 as our initial altitude. There we are. Why is my XP realistic? That's fine. Alright, so the runway is here, we need to cross it and go to the other side, essentially. Now we were cleared to cross, nothing is crossing the runway, so I'm just going to adjust my XP realistic here. I don't like the roll I'm getting on when I'm taxiing. Right. We'll play this passenger, the safety briefing as well in a second here. And I can show you some more of the GTN features once we're in the air. So let's play the next briefing then, so safety.
Before we depart, please take a moment to review the safety features of this aircraft. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end.
Yeah, Mamadou, that was
loss of cabin pressure. Don your oxygen
gift to the membership.
Pull the mask towards you. Place it over your
yeah,
nose
absolutely.
and mouth,
Looking
and
a lot better, for sure.
Breathe normally. Please locate the nearest emergency exit, keeping in mind that it may be behind you. We appreciate your attention.
Alright. Nice looking Corfu airport. This is the default scenery, so not bad at all for default scenery. Other than the orthos, of course. Let's run the taxiing.
Good morning,
fine before takeoff.
Juliet Alpha with information Golf, ready to copy ISR to Bergamo.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Alrighty.
Cleared.
So we'll hold short here. We'll do the before takeoff check. I really like the implemented checklist now. I really do.
Departure on 118.08.
Alright, let's stop here.
6121. Ryanair 9 Juliet Alpha.
Alright, and we'll set the parking brake. So, before takeoff, anti-ice DI systems, we don't need them today. It is 26 degrees, as you can see. Passenger seats checked. Cockpit air distribution knob is checked. So we've got norm, we've got a little bit of cold air, we've got both. And this is all fine as it is. Air source is on both. Flaps is set for takeoff. Trim is set for takeoff. Thrust attenuation switch is in auto. Ignitions can go on. And then this is when cleared, ready for takeoff. So, hey Dougal, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to see you here. And we'll get our takeoff. Let's switch to tower. And what was my departure was 11808, so I'm just going to put this in here. And as you can see, that's now, well, departure approach is the same frequency here. So we'll preset that, ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our takeoff clearance. So, Kikira Tower, CUDA 818, holding short at Alpha 1 for runway 34, fully ready. Beautiful.
CUDA 818, Kirkira Tower, runway 34, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 34, CUDA 818. Alright, so of course we have to backtrack first. So we'll do that. Just finished rebuilding PC, it was the cooler that died. Oh, okay, good. Well, not good, but you know, it could be worse. CPU still intact, good, brilliant. At least it was something not too, well, cooler's vital, but you know, it's not too expensive, so. I will be switching to water cooling fairly soon though. I already have one, I just need to. I want to run some benchmarks on my current. I've got a peerless assessing. And I want to run some benchmarks on it and then switch to the water cooling unit and see how much of a difference it makes. $220 pounds later, yeah. It's a shame, but at least it wasn't a GPU or CPU or anything of that sort, because that would be significantly more expensive. Okay, so since we're backtracking, we'll get the landing lights on and the anti-collision lights on. And so when cleared ready for takeoff then, pitot and static heat switch can go on. Anti-ice deflection system on if required, not required today. Anti-collision lights are on, landing or recognition lights are as required, so they are on. Transponder, we can go to altitude reporting. Radar as required, again, is in on. And enunciator panel check, and there's nothing on the enunciator panel. So takeoff then, that's just a takeoff procedure, so we'll get it ready on the climb page. Good. So we'll turn around at the end of the runway, and then let's zoom out on the GTN device. Yeah, then we can go. We can go flying. There will be a link to the GTN device in the description below. It is of course available for X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim. Really nice to see TDS as a developer working on both for both sims. It's really good. Nice fast taxi here. Alright. Well, we're coming to the end of the runway now. So we'll swing it around, got plenty of space. And then we can go flying. How about that? We did have our takeoff clearance. Oh, by the way, we are running orthos today for Corfu and Skiathos, and then everywhere in between, like the mainland, is map enhancement. So, what was our N1? Let me just double check this. N1 and 96.5. Alright. So we want 96.5 here. So I'm going to hold the brakes. Got 96.5. Oh, careful. That's, I'll say, close enough, so we'll release the brakes there. Off we go. Maintain the center line. So yeah, the GTN has automatically just zoomed out there for us.
Tango Oscar Yankee. Welcome to Gurkira. Contact ground on 121.705.
Keep it center line. V1 and rotate. There we go, positive rates. Gear is going up. We'll trim. Needs a lot of trim. I'm going to go nav. And I'm just going to lower the nose, raise the flaps, and let the aircraft speed up to 140. Set the bug. And then I'll hit IAS and we'll engage the autopilot. There's that. And go autopilot on.
Kuda 818, contact departure on 118.08.
118.08, Kuda 818. Right, and we have that preset, so we can just transfer. So yeah, we're holding, we can command 140 if we use, if you can see here, this is the speed we're commanding. We can use the wheel here to set 140 exactly. There we are, it's making that left turn. Let's contact departure. Gurkira departure, Kuda 818, climbing through altitude 2,400 for 4,000.
Kuda 818, Gurkira departure identified, climb via the SID.
Climb via the SID, Kuda 818. Right, do we have any restrictions on this SID? Doesn't look like it. So we can go straight up to our cruise altitude in that case. So we'll set 310, we can just go all the way up. Takes a little while. But yeah, we will make it up to 310. 310, lovely. Nice climb via the SID. Let's go to 180 now. Command that. So in the IAS mode, what the aircraft is going to do... A bit better. What the aircraft is going to do in IAS mode is going to climb and maintain this this airspeed. What I'm going to do now is try and get the maximum performance out of the engines without redlining them. And then we're going to do the after takeoff checklists here. So climb, landing gear is up, flaps are up, ignition to norm. Climb power is set, engine synchronizer, we won't use that today. Yaw damper is on. Passenger advisory switch is as required. Anti-ICI systems is as required. We're not at 10,000 yet, so we'll leave these on. Pressurization, let's see. Cabin pressure is increasing, so that's good. Oxygen control valve is still in the normal position. Cabin altitude lower than 12,000, which it is, and we'll monitor that on our way up. And
Kuda 818, climb flight level 240.
Climb at flight level 240, Kuda 818. Right, so now they're going and giving us an altitude. So we'll
Kuda 818, maintain flight level 240. Climb altitude, your assigned altitude of 31,000 when ready.
Alright, good stuff. Yeah, it's a very light aircraft. Very light aircraft. Which makes it quite a lot of fun. One for it, you won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed at all. It's a lot of fun. Oh, beautiful. orthos, beautiful.
Ryanair 1 Sierra Romeo, contact Kirkira Tower on 120.855.
That's true, the beta is absolutely a lot better. A lot better. Alright, so it's going to turn. Looks like it's opted for a left turn rather than a right turn. That's fine. We're well above 10,000 now, so let's get our lights off. Yeah, that's all fine. Where it is. We could probably speed up now to... let's climb out 200 and then we'll adjust as we go on. But I think 200 is a nice climb out speed.
Cuda 818, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Cuda 818. Strudel, yeah, the lighting in 12.2 had a huge upgrade. A huge upgrade. It's a lot better for sure. Set 300. Look at that. What a view. Of course, these orthos were made with ortho 1.4 with some really cool water masks. Looks great. Right, you can see now where we're headed. We'll put this in flight plan. Boeing 777 V2, the new version, is out. Oh yes, yeah. I saw that. We will have to take a look at that probably next week. So we have our members only stream tomorrow, and then that'll probably be it for streams this week as I'm busy the rest of the week. But then yeah, we'll be back next week with more streams, and we can probably do the 777 V2. I don't see why not. That's toilet visits. Yeah, I saw that in the change log. Right, yeah, so flight time is around 1 hour. We'll go standard now on the altimeter. Both sides. I don't know why this aircraft, it tends to rock around quite a lot, as you can see. It always does it, it rocks around. I don't know why, but...
Cuda 818, climb flight level 310.
Climb flight level 310, Cuda 818. Yeah, I really like the GTN, how easy it is. You get a lovely display of where you are. Radios are super easy. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, radios are super easy as well. It's just great. Right, 310. And now we're up in high altitude. We'll put the bank limiter on as well, which should mean our passengers back here get some nice, comfortable...
Cuda 818, contact Athens on 135.825.
Athens on 135.825. Cuda 818. Right, let's contact Athens then. 135.825. There we are, Athens. Athens, Cuda 818, climbing through flight level 1874310.
Cuda 818, Athens identified. Good afternoon.
Cool. Alright. Yeah, we have some lovely terrain for this flight. Greece is beautiful. Oh yes. You know what? This lighting is really nice at the minute. Looking good. So I'll just check our power setting here. Nothing got on the power setting. Can we get any more out of it? Without redlining it too much. There we are. Try and match it. Alright. Thereabouts. Getting as much as we can out of these engines. Go for a flyby. You can actually see the departure airport down there. That's where we departed. Yeah, it's really bumpy inside. I have no idea why. It always happens in the in the Citation, but there you go. Use engine sync. Let's see, I don't think I've ever actually used this. Must be off for takeoff landing. Do I use the fan or the turbine setting? Oh, that's sync please, I got you. I guess we'll use the fan setting. Right, we're turning again. There it goes. Beautiful. Look at this. We're going through these clouds, so okay, we have a bit of rain. Let's get our we'll put windshield bleed on high, and then we'll get our anti-ice on. While we go through this. Right, we should have a climb. We have cruise, right. Fan setting in the real plane, if not use quad survival. Oh, I see, got you. Alright. Thank you very much. I do have it on fan setting in a minute. It's still sort of rocking about. When I flew it the first few times, I thought it was just the turbulence, but it does happen on every single flight that I have. It sort of rocks about like this, which is cool actually. I do quite like it. Maybe a little bit too much, but... I think it's just turbulence. My recent flights have been smooth cruise, got you. Yeah, maybe it's just turbulence then, I suppose. We're gonna hit some as we enter these clouds, I think. I can really feel it a little bit. Hence why I left the safety sides on. There it is. I love that. As soon as you get into the cloud, you hear a little bit of turbulence. Cool stuff. Oh, look at that. Made an oopsie when I had to load a flat pan on the TDS A320neo. Unload a flat pan. I'm sure there'll be a way, I can't remember how. What's engine sync? So my understanding is when I have it set to the fan setting here, it's going to keep our N1 here the same, as you can see.
CUDA 818 Athens. In about 20 minutes, I'll start your descent.
Roger, CUDA 818. That's fine. As soon as we get up above these clouds, I'll get the anti-ice on and off and release the passengers. Not too long to go till flight level 310 now. Almost out of it. There it goes. There we are. Great explanation from Sticky, thank you very much. When two engines run at slightly different RPM, they can cause a beat frequency, which is an oscillating vibration. It also helps manage the engines so they're on the same fuel flow. Sticky, by chance, are you a real-world pilot? Definitely seem to have the knowledge for it. Yeah, interesting stuff. Vibrations are huge in aerospace. During the course of my aerospace engineering degree, vibrations was something we looked at quite a lot. It is something that's very, very important. Right. Not too far off our cruise altitude here. Look at the lovely autos. Great. Got you, Sticky. I see. Either way, thank you very much for your help. Right, so as we approach our cruise altitude, we're going to outload and we're going to go up to around 260. We'll see what these give us for cruise. Mach 0.71. Go for a nice right wing view here. How did your A330 flight go last night? It went really well. I recorded the landing into a completely new destination near Sao Paulo in Brazil. It wasn't exactly Sao Paulo, it was somewhere close by. I did record the landing, so that'll be released as a short at some point this week on YouTube, TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, it was a really nice flight. I wanted to do a A330-900 flight, so I just went on to FlightAware and told it to give me all the flights with a A330 Neo, and then found the longest one, and it happened to be that from Parasolli to near Sao Paulo. It's a very nice flight, that's for sure. Yeah, it was actually a sunset arrival as well, so it was pretty beautiful. Just watch the speed here. So yeah, we're going to leave the engines where they are for now and let it speed up. Look at that. This is all map enhancement now, by the way. So I've got auto for XP12s, custom ones for the islands, so Skiathos and Corfu, where we departed from, and the the surrounding area of that tile. But then in between, like now, this is all map enhancement. Doing a great job, by the way. So we are speeding up. Now I found out it actually, I found that on my test flight it topped out about 250 with this thrust setting. So we'll see what happens. But we'll see what we can get out of these engines today for our cruise. And what we can do is use the VNAV feature. So let's go through some stuff here. So map is what we have here. We have traffic, so you can see all the traffic in the area with ADSB, all that good stuff. We can do within a 5 nautical mile radius. We can zoom out. I believe, although there's not much near us at the minute. There's terrain radar, as you can see. Of course, it's not going to show anything at this altitude. Weather radar, as you can see. It's in standby at the minute, so we'll put that in weather. No, it's not going to show anything. There's not really much to show at the minute on the weather radar. You have charts, which I showed before, flight plan that I showed before, procedure. This is just to put your procedures in, and you can activate vectors final or just activate the approach. Nearest, so this is going to give you a bunch of stuff you can do. You can do nearest airport, get a list of those. Nearest intersection, nearest VORs, VRPs, NDBs, user waypoints if you have any, all the airspaces, there's none at the minute, ARTCC, as you can see. You can also get the frequencies as well. FSS, so flight service stations and all the frequencies. And WX frequency as well for the 80s. Really, really nice. So you can go, oh, I want to listen to, let's see, where's Skiathos hasn't shown up yet, but you can see our departure airport, and you can just click 80s and it's going to give you the 80s. Good stuff. I like that a lot. I can really imagine how this, having a GTN like this would just help so much in flight. It really would. Just check the pressurization here. We've got 8,000 cabin altitude, perfect. So pressurization's all good. You have some info here, so you can go info Skiathos Greece. You can preview it. Look at all the procedures. Look at the runways. It gives you traffic pattern as well. That's cool. Frequencies. Weather data. So META, all that good stuff. So much information in this. Yes, utilities, we'll get to that in a second as well. NOTAMs and VRPs. And you can do that for all of these. Services, so you have a phone, as you can see, of course unavailable in the flight sim. SMS text if you have the phone number input. Music if you wanted to do that. I don't know if that actually works, but that would be cool if it did. Position reports, as you can see, you can have automatic position reports sent. This is a contacts menu. And then, yeah, utilities. So VNAV, VNAV, we're going to use that later. As you can see, our first altitude restriction is at SKP, must be above 4,000. So it's going to give us our flight path angle of 3 degrees, which is standard. Given our ground speed, that's our vertical speed target, and we need to descend in about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So we'll use that later. Trip planning, you can see here, distance, all of that good stuff. Fuel planning as well. You can see your fuel flow, 444 kilos an hour. You have density altitude, true airspeed, winds, all of that good stuff for planning purposes only. Rain prediction, as you can see. Rain available. Flight timers, if you wanted some timers. Scheduled messages, if you want to schedule a message, I suppose. And then there's some logs as well, which is pretty cool. So much, and then there's system stuff as well, so there's a load of settings. If you look at the system status, the base database, you can see a nav database you're running. So you see effective 12th June, expires 10th of July, so this is using the Navigraph. GPS, you can see all the GPS's, GPS status. Really cool. External LRUs. Setup. So you can change your keyboard to QWERTY or ABC, ILS, all that good stuff. There's a setup page. Oh, that's where we just were. Units, so you can change your units, as you can see. Audio, you can adjust your audio. Backlight, change your backlight. Alerts, all the different types of alerts you want. And page shortcut, as you can see. So down here, you can change some of your shortcuts. So I can cycle through these. You can map, flight plan, traffic. So there's some traffic to our left. Terrain. I don't know what SXM is, not too sure. And then you have nearest.
CUDA 818, contact Macedonia on 135.905.
Macedonia on 135.905. CUDA 818. Let's contact them then. Let's actually do it through, just to show you guys. If we go nearest ARTCC, can we select? Oh, we can't. Oh well. There we are, Macedonia TMA frequencies. Alright, let's contact Macedonia. So we'll put this on flight plan 13595. Macedonia, CUDA 818 level, flight level 310. So look at our speed, looks like we're topping off around 250, which is perfectly fine. I will just bug that.
CUDA 818, Macedonia, identified. Kalispera.
Good stuff. So let's actually go utilities, VNAV, and there we are. So we'll start descending with a target vertical speed of 2,100 feet per minute in 7 minutes then. Good stuff. Go for a nice slow flyby here. It's an absolute joy to fly this aircraft. Yeah, absolutely. As flight simmers, there's a lot to learn. Funny thing, I was talking to my flight instructor, who is a type-rated ATR pilot, and he recently got the X-Craft E-Jets that we all know and love. Now, this were his comments. He found the aircraft, first of all, to be exceptional. Secondly, the documentation that came with them, he said, was better than the documentation you get as part of your type rating in real life. That's how detailed some of the flight sim products are we have nowadays. It is insane. So we are very lucky. Go for a wing view for a little bit. So yeah, some of these add-ons are so detailed. I mean, look at the Dukes and the Starship from Black Square and Microsoft Flight Sim. Amazing stuff. Airfoil Labs next plane, this aircraft, the Hot Start Challenger. One for mainly costs. In real life, they want your type rating done as cheap and as quickly as possible. In real life. Hence, not as good documentation, or sometimes it's just really old. You know? Now, maybe this isn't the same everywhere. Maybe it depends, but this is what I've had. Surprising. Yeah, this is the level of detail we have in these add-ons now.
Cuda 818 Macedonia. When you're ready to begin your descent, descend. Flight level 200.
Roger, we'll descend flight level 200 when ready. Cuda 818. Let's see. For 5 minutes to go. Honestly, yeah, there's some parts about, you know, I'm doing my PPL right now. Some of the parts are definitely easier in real life. Just due to the limitations of the sim. You know, in the sim, you know, you're flying, you see your hand flying, you're sat fiddling with this. I can't look at this and the screen at the same time unless I pop it out. Even then, I cannot see where I'm flying right now. In real life, it's much easier. Trimming an aircraft in real life, much easier because you can feel the forces on the yoke. So unless you have a force feedback yoke, it's a little bit more difficult in the sim. Oh yeah, helicopters will be very different. But you know, when you're sat in the aircraft for real, you feel the forces, you feel what the aircraft wants to do. Whereas in the sim, we can't see. For example, if you're in turbulence and the aircraft banks to the left and you need to correct, you'll only realise you need to do that once you physically, you know, you see the aircraft bank to the left in the sim. In real life, you would probably feel it and recognise it that way before you see it, almost. Ben Watts, who is an instructor on 77, appears in mental now, said the same. The real aircraft, most stuff is easier because you have it right there. You have all the, yes, exactly. Can you imagine having a home cockpit? How much easier things are if you have all the hardware in front of you? You know, things are tactile. In, you know, when these guys were flying this Citation, they wouldn't have to look down at this knob. You can just feel it, right? And it's the same with the flight controls. These are not fly-by-wire. You know, these are old school pulleys and cables and stuff like that. Yeah, in the Citation, so you get the feeling, you can feel the force through them. But having said that, there's a lot of stuff we don't really have to worry about in the sim, like failures.
Cuda 818, descend to flight level 120.
Descend flight level 120, Cuda 818. Right, we've got 2 minutes on the descent. We might just start the descent now. So let's, we'll book 1,200 first. Sorry, 1,200. Sorry, 12,000. Yeah, jump run for exactly. Oh, too far. You know, I'm not saying there's some aspects that are easier in real life, but there's a lot. This is definitely harder in real life as well. There's definitely a lot which is harder in real life, and of course you have the pressure, you have a lot more things to think about in real life. Even if you're flying a little Cessna 152 like I do, there's still a lot more to think about in real life than in the sim. Strudel, I did, yeah, I did. I was going to make a post about it later on actually, and then we'll schedule our 3K sub special next week probably. But yeah, thank you for noticing
Vertical
that.
track.
There we are, so 1 minute to go till our descent, so we'll just go now. We'll go vertical speed, and let's set minus 2,000 as we hit that turn. There we are, and we'll power back to try and match our airspeed as we overfly Thessaloniki, the airport there. Remember, no auto throttle, so we'll manually Let's set that to 250 and we'll hold 250. Get a nice power setting for the descent here. Got that bank angle limiter on, so we've got a nice steady turn. So it looks like on the TDS it's doing predicted turn. Definitely it's not doing that on the RXP. I'm guessing they did add it as a feature. I see. That's why I was a little bit confused. Because I didn't notice anything weird about it. But yeah. I would recommend the TDS GTN device. Of course you do have updatable nav data as well, which is really good. And this is running off the real Garmin Trainer software, is my understanding. So I do have the Garmin Trainer software installed, so it's extremely realistic, it really is. I've never used one in real life. I would love to, I really would love to use a real GTN. It would be pretty cool. Does the TDS work in planes that don't have virtual cockpit integration? It does, yes. You can put it in legacy mode, and it will work. So, for example, the PC12 from Pranda doesn't have native integration, but someone made on the forums a configuration file for it, and so it integrates into the PC12 really nicely once you download that. And it does have the legacy mode as well. I go to TDS. As you can see, there's some settings. It's probably popped that out. Yeah, here it is. So there's a load of settings here that you can set as well. And then you can, yeah, it will work with a PC12 from Panda. Once you install the configuration file, and yeah, then you can have legacy VC integration, and you can connect your Navigraph charts to it. So that's how I was getting charts earlier. Yeah, it works really well. It works with the Air 4 Labs, the Air 4 Labs King Air 350 as well. So yeah, a fair few aircraft we have it working with. Let's just monitor this descent. So vertical speed required now is 1,800 feet per minute. So let's alter that. Maintain the start rate descent, holding 250 knots quite nicely. We never did the cruise. We'll do the descent. Kept forgetting that. And we actually don't need these on now. Put this on seatbelt sign. Alright, so there is a... did we do the climb checklist? We did. So we did this as well. Descent checklist and defog systems not required. Pressurization, so let's set our descent pressurization then. They do get blocked by the bottles. Our elevation is pretty much sea level, well it's 50 foot, so 0.8 is fine. Anti-ice, de-ice not required, throttles are set. Altimeters, we'll change those at transition altitude, and then we'll confirm our landing data and we'll do our landing lights as we get closer. Doing my return flight in Mexico City, sitting here pampering these Neos waiting for them to all. Yeah, they take their time, don't they? So 1,700 it wants now. So we'll just keep an eye on it. The reason that's going to slowly go down is because to maintain a 3-degree flight path angle, or a negative 3-degree flight path angle, we have a decreasing ground speed because our indicated airspeed is going to stay the same, but our true airspeed is going to slowly drop off as we descend into the denser air, and therefore our ground speed is going to reduce as well as we descend. So because our ground speed is reducing, our vertical speed will need to reduce to maintain a 3-degree flight path angle. Is the theory behind that. Yeah, looking good so far. So it looks like they are probably going to visual us. Sorry, they are going to vector us, and then we can do the visual for runway 01. And then when we land, we'll take a look at the Mango Studios Skiathos scenery as well.
CUDA 818. Descend and maintain 4000. Altimeter 30.01.
Descend, maintain 4000, altimeter 30.01, CUDA 818. I have no idea, it did it on my test flight as well, but I don't know why it gives me my altimeter in inches of mercury when we are in Europe. But there you go, so it says 4000, so let's go down to 4000. So we'll set 4000. Speed is still perfect. Vertical speed required is 1660, 1700, yeah, that's fine. Looking good. We won't change our QNH just yet. I will, however, look at the METAR, and I can probably bring that up here. So I think, was it airport info? Yeah, weather data for Skiathos. And this matches up perfectly with what I'm getting on Navigraph, so that's good. So to show you guys then, this was recording on the 17th at 1950 Zulu, so about an hour and a half ago. Sorry, no, not an hour and a half ago, about an hour ago. It's variable 2 knots, Cavo K 23 degrees, 15 degrees, dew point QNH 1016. So that's all fine. Go back to VNAV. And we'll probably set this to 1600 now. And we'll just give it a little bit less throttle.
CUDA 818. Turn right, heading 175 vectors for the visual runway 1 approach.
Right heading 175 vectors for the visual runway 1 approach, CUDA 818. Alright. So heading, what was it, 175. So heading
CUDA 818, contact Skiathos approach on 125.39er.
You're heading mode now. Contact Skiathos approach 125.39er, CUDA 818. And we'll contact Skiathos approach 125.39er. Skiathos approach, CUDA 818, heading 175, descending through flight level 149er for altitude 4000.
CUDA 818, Skiathos approach. Expect the visual runway 1 approach into Skiathos.
We'll expect the visual runway 1 approach into Skiathos, CUDA 818. Perfect. Good stuff. Alright, so yeah, they're going to take off a little bit of track here, but that's exactly what they did earlier, so not to worry. We'll keep this rated descent. And I'm going to bug 240 and just slow down a little bit. Did we play the descent? I can't remember. Let's play it.
We're beginning our descent. Please return to your seat and ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. Stow any loose items and make sure your seat is in the upright position. We'll be landing shortly. Appreciate the cooperation.
Is the TDS worth it? Absolutely, in my opinion. It's really, really good. Super realistic. And it just works beautifully out of the box with a lot of these aircraft. It works with this aircraft out of the box. It works with a couple of the, I think, they have a full list on their website, which is linked in the description below. Works with this, the Captain Iceman series, Seminole and Seneca. With a downloadable configuration file, works with the Ferranda PC-12, King Air 350, and there's a few other aircraft it works with as well. So yeah, it's really good. Yes, it is FX, and it does have the legacy integration mode as well, so you can use it with pretty much anything with that, is my understanding. It's very good.
Austrian 90088, contact Macedonia on 135.905.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. I really like it. Let's slow down here. It's a lot of fun, especially in an aircraft like this. The UNS is great, but this aircraft here, in this is a lot of fun. I'm going to slow down the rate of descent here to about, yeah, we'll do 1,200 for now. We are on vectors now. And the TDS, yeah, is available for the Microsoft Flight Sim version as well. It is. Which I am tempted to have a look at because I want to use it on the Dukes. Yeah, TDS is great. It really is. I'm very impressed. I did not have the RXB version of the GTN, so I can't really compare, but from what I've heard from people I trust, this is a lot better. And yeah, to be honest, that's my opinion too. I'd be more than happy with this. In full transparency, I didn't purchase this with my own money. I was provided it by TDS when it came out a few months ago, which I really do appreciate from TDS. Having said that, it doesn't affect my views or anything. You know, these are still 100% my own views of the product. I do genuinely really like it. You know, it's a great product. Right, so landing lights on. Make sure we're under 250, which we are. We'll maintain 240 knots as we descend here. Looking good. Yeah, one throw. Absolutely. That's why I really appreciate it. It's great. Yes, FX, you can use your Navigraph nav data. Yep, absolutely. I am running the latest Navigraph database.
Ryanair 1706, turn right heading 215 for the visual approach to runway 1 at Skiathos. Follow the Eve Hick 1 Charlie
here,
arrival.
navigation database. Where do I go? Yeah, here we are. Effective 12 June 25 to 10th of July 25. So that is from Navigraph. And it has Navigraph integration, so you can get your charts as well. So we can get our approach chart, which is this one, and go full. There we are. Now we can see exactly what we're doing. All pulled from Navigraph. Let's go local QNH now. So it was 1016. Alright, so descent checklist, we did all this, altimeters are set, landing data, performance, landing performance. So yeah, we'll use full flap, VRAF will be 104, perfect. Get the checklist back. Landing recognition lights, alright, so approach checklist then, we'll do that a little bit later. There's the island of Skiathos off to our left. So we're looking good at the minute. This is exactly the same vectors I got this morning on my test sector. But yeah, absolutely recommend the TDS. There is a link in the description. And I recommend this aircraft. They work just amazing together. To get it to show in this aircraft, just come to the main menu of the Citation and you can select your GTN here, 750xi. So, good stuff. The missed approach here is climb heading 007 from LCTR, which is here, to 2,500, then turn right, max 185 knots to VOR, SKP, climb to 4,000 and we'll hold. Yeah, the car's looking nice. Not many to see at the minute, but over there, yeah, looks pretty good. There's Skiathos. Off to our left, I'm sure we'll get a turn shortly. So what they're going to do is going to bring us out down here, then they'll give us a left turn, and we'll go in like that. Almost pretty much on a downwind lane. Having the maps in one GTN charts and the other is really cool. Yeah, and that's, you know, you could do this before, but now with the Crossfill feature, so much easier. It's just everything is synced, and yeah, it's great. It's really good. Of course, I have the charts on my tablet anyway, on Navigraph, on my desk. But it's nice to have it on the GTN as well here in the sim. Pull the power a little bit. And as we get closer, I'm going to arrest the rate of descent to 1,000 feet per minute. We can get to 4,000. And we'll slow it down to 200 now. So I'll pull the power, go down to 200. And it's probably going to give us a turn fairly soon. And before I forget, I'm going to turn the engine sync off.
Q to 818, turn left, heading 160.
Left heading 160, Q to 818. So, left heading 160. Bank limiter can come off as well now. Alright. Landing, we'll play that.
Welcome to your destination.
Oh.
Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.
I guess we meant to do that after landing.
Turn to your seat and ensure that your seatbelt is fastened.
Alright. Well, let's do 160 now.
We'll be landing shortly. We appreciate your cooperation.
Probably going to give us another turn soon. With our wing.
Q to 818, 7 miles from the approach turn. Turn left heading 060, descend altitude 3,000 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 1 approach. I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Left heading 060, descend altitude 3,000 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 1 approach. Q to 818. Alright, let's go down to 3,000.
1706, going around.
And we'll go vertical speed minus 1,000 feet per minute. A bit slow, just get my speed back up. Yep, I have X roads and it looks great. It really does. I love X roads. You'll see it as we go into Skiathos. So 160 is good for now. And now what we can do is we can go procedure, activate vectors to final. There we are. I don't know X-Roads. X-Roads basically removes the grey roads you have. So it's really meant to be used when you have ortho for XP, so you can see the road from the satellite imagery rather than the physical, you know, grey roads that you get with X-Plane. They generally look a lot better with the satellite imagery roads. Right, let's do 140 now, and we'll put one stage of flap out. Approach checklist, so seats fast and secure, avionics, flight instruments are checked. Radar altimeter, I don't know where you put minimums in on this aircraft, but there you go. Passenger advisory, pass safety. Crew briefing complete, fuel transfer is off, engine sync is off. Attenuator switch is in auto, anti-skid is on. Just watch my speed here. Landing lights are on. Annunciator panel is checked. That doesn't apply. Pressurization, we have pretty much the runway elevation pressurization. And flaps, alright. So now let's go. Hit nav. We should start our turn. There it goes. For the wind speed, we're a bit slow.
Ready to copy IFR clearance to Corfu.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Could you repeat the departure frequency, please?
Alright, I'm gonna bug my landing speed now of 104, I believe it was.
CUDA 818, contact Skiathos Tower on 122.1.
122.1, CUDA 818. Let's contact these guys and then we'll hand fly the aircraft for the visual. Skiathos approach, CUDA 818 established on the visual runway 1 approach. Right. My aircraft.
CUDA 818, Skiathos Tower, continue approach runway 1.
Continue approach runway 1, CUDA 818. So we are now visual. We have flaps, gear down, landing checklist, ignitions can go on. Landing gear is down, locked, flaps is to land, pressurization is checked, we checked that already. Autopilot yaw damper is off, airspeed VREF, we're a little bit faster in a minute but that's fine, and speed brakes. And landing flaps is complete, alright. Landing checklist even. It does oscillate a little bit using the autopilot. It does oscillate a little bit. The hand flying is a lot of fun. Okay, so we need to set a few things here. Heading 007. Okay. And altitude 4,000 because we need to climb to that. Here we are. Alright. Now we can land. We're a bit high. Looking forward to the F4U for t-shirts. Oh, that'd be cool. Get back on track here. So when we land, I'm going to hit my flap button, so we go straight to landing flaps. There we were, clear to land. The power. Right, so we're right on VREF now, looking good here for the visual. Tactical descent, yeah. Absolutely. This thing will achieve a pretty good rate of descent actually. You just leave it at idle throttle. It really does like to descend a little bit. Or a bit of turbulence.
500.
Is that an aircraft on the runway? That better not be an aircraft on the runway. It is. Oh lord. Might be a go around. Or do I just... Well, we're going around. CUDA 818 going around. Lovely. Thank you, Traffic Global. Good stuff from Traffic Global. Right. Has it missed approach? Yes. Oh yes, look at this. IAS. Autopilot. Look at that. Missed approach in the TDS. I've never done one before. CUDA 818 missed approach. And we'll command 140 on the speed. So now it's going to fly the missed approach. It's going to go up to 2,500 and then we'll turn right and head up to 4,000. Why is saying tensions not picking up the fact that I went around? Skiathos Tower, CUDA 818, missed approach. That thrust setting is fine for now. Let's climb. And what it's going to do is going to go here and hold. Hopefully. Never had a missed approach in this aircraft or the TDS.
Kuda 818, turn left heading 210 vector for the ILS runway 1 approach.
Left heading 210 vectors for the ILS 1 approach, Kuda 818. Right, I am slightly skeptical of these vectors, but let's see. 210. And yeah, we can go up to, put flaps up? No, flaps up. And we'll go, say, 180. We'll hold that speed. Does Gibraltar Airport operate at night? Oh, interesting. I don't know, actually. I have no idea. Right, so they vectored us for 210. They should give us vectors. Now, I have found with say intentions, after a go around, it generally just doesn't, it just screws you up completely. It will just not give you vectors. So let's see what happens. If not, I will just do my own thing. Because these vectors are a little bit strange, you can see here. But let's give it a chance, see what it wants us to do. So, I'm going to turn the ignitions off for now, and we'll go engine sync for fan in a minute, and let's see what happens. So they don't. Brilliant. Gibraltar Airport don't operate at night. So yeah, we're holding 180. Yeah, never done a missed approach at Skiathos. That's the second time in the last week I had to do a missed approach at Skiathos. So yeah, let's see what kind of vectors it gives us now. Slightly skeptical, but we'll see. It is just a visual approach, so see what happens here. Put this back on charts, there we are. Yeah, does anyone know how you set your minimums in this? Because I have no idea where to set minimums. I could never find it. But that was great. The TDS handled that missed approach fantastically. Straight away it popped up, missed approach. And you just activate it and straight away off it goes. You hit nav, you selected our altitude and off we went. Great stuff. But yeah, let's see if this actually gives us any half decent vectors now. I do find say intentions it will just not work after a missed approach, but let's see. Fuel. Let's check fuel. How much do we have? Fuel quantity, we have just under 500 aside. Fuel flow is 286 an hour on both sides, so we have about 2 hours of fuel left. So plenty.
Skiathos Tower, Enterprise 2904, requesting airfare clearance to Skopje file.
Right, if they don't turn us in the next 2 or 3 minutes, we'll do it ourselves.
Clearance on request, stand by.
Yeah, that was interesting. First go around in the Citation. Hey, Bombasso, welcome. How's it going? Oh, I finished my giant cup of tea. Let's ask for these vectors. Skiathos Tower request vectors back for the visual runway 1 approach.
Kuda 818, something went wrong on this end, and I wasn't able to do the math on the vectoring approach. This has been reported as bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix.
Yeah, alright, we'll do it ourselves then. So let's go direct. Right, we'll just vector ourselves then, manually. Let's do something around about 060 should do.
Ryanair 345, read back correct.
Yep, that's the only thing with saying tension. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. I don't really know why. Let me try and sort this procedure out. So can I now go procedure, activate vectors to final, and then I can go direct FQ01. There we are. Now I can go nav.
Vertical track.
Direct. There it is. Alright. And we'll go down to 3000 and just do what we did before, basically. What altitude are we meant to be at that altitude, actually? Let's have a quick look. So by FQ01, 1600, actually, so let's do that. And then we can go vertical speed. 1000 feet per minute should do us just fine. There we go, we'll slow it down to 140 as well. And we'll get the ignitions on and the engine sync off, ready for landing again. Get the speed drop off here as we descend. Alright, I'll tell you, I'm not particularly proficient with this TDS device, but it's so intuitive to use. It really is. Of course, as you do more and more flights, you will become more and more proficient, so a lot of fun. I might set, we'll go first stage of flap, help us slow it down a little bit. Cool. So yeah, as you can see, we are direct to that runway now. Can actually do split here. So let's get the next one that we want, which is this one. Chart for the ground. It's a pretty simple taxi back. Cool. You can see there we're gonna hit our altitude just fine. And then we'll go ahead and do another visual approach. And let's just check the performance, landing performance, 102. We're a bit lighter now, so let's set that 102 for our landing. And hopefully this time we don't get a Ryanair 737 on the runway. If we do, I'll probably just turn traffic global off if we do. Can't do go-arounds all day long. Let's contact Skiathos Tower, see if they've figured themselves out. We will see a replay, and we'll see a replay of the go-round as well. We should do as well. Strudel. Skiathos Tower, established for the visual runway 1, CUDA 818. So it's going to turn his left. It is a offset approach, so this is normal. And yeah, we'll do get down, we'll go flaps full as well.
CUDA 818, winds calm. Runway 1, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 1, CUDA 818. Yeah, that's really the main downside is traffic global and same tensions don't talk to each other. Which is a bit of a shame, but it's fine. And alright. Autopilot off, yaw damper off. Need more power here. What's our so let's set our heading. 007. Yep. Watch where we're going. Set the altitude to 4,000 in case we have another go around. Alright, cool. Visual approach. Go off to the left a little bit, give myself a little bit more space. Get the aircraft nicely trimmed. One of the most important things, get your aircraft trimmed. That's hand off right now. Trimmed pretty nicely. Beautiful. It's a little bit bumpy. Start the turn. Don't want to get too low here. I'd like to get that TDS GTN. Yeah, it's so good. It's really good. I really enjoy it. Hey, Kaylin, welcome. Just in time for the landing. Oh yeah, after a go around. But yeah, as you guys can see, that go around actually that worked out well to show you guys the missed approach capabilities. Handled it really well. Really, really well.
$500.
Bit high. All correct. I'll tell you guys when I reduced the thrust here. It's going to be just a couple of seconds before I hit the threshold. Or before I overfly the threshold. Good on speed, we are a little bit high, we'll correct. And I'm going to idle the throttle there. And we'll hold it here. Hold it, hold it. Oh yes. Right, fly the nose wheel down. Ground flaps. Get on the brakes.
CUDA 818, welcome to Skiathos. Taxi to General Aviation Parking via Alpha 3. Sierra, stay on this frequency.
Taxi to parking via Alpha 3 Sierra, and we'll stay on this frequency. CUDA 818. And look at that, made the exit. There we go. And yeah, we will take a look at the replay. So flaps up. Landing lights, so we'll go taxi on that on them.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Anti-collision light can go off.
Skyways 1148, read back correct.
After departure,
And transponder.
Sierra Kilo Papa, then it's filed. Departure on runway 1,
Stand by.
4,000 feet. Departure on 125.39er,
Alright.
squawk 4471.
So after landing checklist then, flaps up. Ignitions. Normal, heading over to the stand over here. Pitot static heat switch off. Anti-ice was off already as required. Transponder is off or standby. Radar off or standby. Then that's a shutdown. Cool. Yeah, I knew from my test sector to get on the brakes a bit early. Because I missed the taxiway on my test sector, so... Alright, you can see lovely Mango Studios Skiathos here. Looking pretty good. We'll take a proper look after the replays. We'll take this parking here.
Tower, Top Sky 14 Foxtrot at attending 4. Request IFR clearance to Heraklion.
I'll just get the lights off.
Request IFR clearance to Heraklion. Top Sky 14 Foxtrot.
Get the centre line here. Right, we'll stop there, get the parking brakes set. And alright, shutdown checklist then. Parking brakes are set, defog fan is off, air conditioning is off. Flaps are, I don't know why it says take off and approach, I would presume they are up. So they are up. Standby gyro switch off, which is here. Standby gyro cage. Exterior lights off, so that's all off, other than we'll keep the beacon and the nav light on for now. Avionics power and the inverter, so avionics off, inverter off, throttles off, so put those to the off position. Kill the engines. 42 feet per minute, not a bad landing. We'll take a look at that, and we'll take a look at the go around in replay as well. Right, beacon can go off. Battery, we'll get the nav light off as well. Battery off. Alright, and covers. So let's get all the covers. You would wait for the engines to cool down in real life, but we're just gonna go ahead and put everything on. There we are. Let's let the passengers out. There we are. Welcome to Skiathos, ladies and gentlemen. I'll end the flight on Elevatex, 59 feet per minute. Yeah, good landing, I think. Let's take a look at the replay. So, let's see. Alright.
Buddha 818, winds calm. Runway 1 clear to land.
Those same tensions there, I don't need that. It was a little bit of a floater, but wasn't too bad. Plenty of runway. Oh yes. Look at that. And then you can see the ground flags coming down as soon as we land. There's a bit of ghosting here, I've noticed. I think this is to do with the aircraft in the latest RC. Which is pretty weird. It's not loss of scaling, because I can deactivate loss of scaling and it's still sort of there. So I'm not sure what that ghosting is about. It's pretty interesting. But I'm sure that'll get fixed. Take a look at the replay from a few different angles here. You can see the lovely 3D vegetation here with the Mango Studios Skiathos. Yes, you got to idle power pretty early on this, otherwise you will just float. So I've learned. Well, I mean, we floated today, so not a bad touchdown. You see the thrust attenuators closing as well. Yeah, and then get on the brakes. Very cool. Let's take another look from over the beach. Of course, we're at Skiathos. We can't not do a beach view. Hopefully something like this will do. The grass slightly blocks our view, but it's fine. You can still see our landing. There it goes. Drifted off centre line a little bit, but not too bad at all. We should be able to see the go around as well if we do this. As long as it doesn't crash on me. Yeah, here it is. Just give it a second to load. Yeah, here's the go around. We're actually pretty high as well, weren't we? There we go. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yes. Should we have a look from a tower view of this go around? Yeah, there it goes. It's had plenty of time, to be fair, but no way there was that runway. Is that Ryanair getting off the runway? Look at the climb rate. Absolute rocket. Oh, it's a beautiful jet. It really is. Other than the rudder doing that. It's a replay bug. That's cool. That is seriously cool. Can we do one more? Maybe a runway. And then we're going to take a look at the Mango Studios Skiathos scenery that we're at. Yeah, so go around was drag flap away, so I put the flaps up one, gear away, full power. Standard procedure on most aircraft, to be fair. Get that drag flap away. You don't want too much flap. You don't want that drag. Very important. Especially on the 152. The 152 flyer. We all know that those underpowers, so getting that drag flap away is critical, because with full flap on a 152, you will really struggle to climb. You have so much drag. So much drag. You can feel it. You put... we don't use full flap for landing unless we're on short field, but when you put that third stage of flap down, you can feel it's like slamming the brakes on your car. It really is. You can feel that flap. All right. So let's take a look at this scenery. Just disable XP realistic so we have it's not too loud. And yeah, we'll start off here. Now you do get a an ortho tile. Does come with the airport, because they do have a custom mesh and it all comes together, and it is required for the airport because of all the custom mesh work that they've done. It does also come with an ortho patch file, so if you want to make your own orthos with the mesh, you can do that, which is what I've done. I've got my own custom ortho patch file. Looking really good. Skiathos looking great. And we'll start off over here at the beach. They've done a bit of work here. As you can see, we've got some people, some rocks about. Got this sign. And you can see the custom mesh work here as well. And then you can see the lovely runway textures. As you can see, looks great. You know, this is Mango Studios' first ever scenery, so honestly it looks very good. We do have some custom grass as well, which looks very nice, bushes, and then we get to the main terminal area, and everything here looks really nice as well. Actually, custom airport terminal, nice reflections. We have the tower as well. Over here we have some Jet 2 buses on the ground side, land side, and Skiathos transport as well, which is really nice. We have the same here as well for the entrance to the airport. There will be a trailer for this going live at some point, made by yours truly, so do check that out when you get a chance. Nice ground work here. Marshallers and stuff is being worked on, I believe, coming in a future update. I know Nicky has been hard at work on it. So looking very nice. So you can see the patch file here. I believe these roads are going to get sorted for the patch file as well. But otherwise the mesh is looking pretty good. I am using SimHeaven, and I'm using so SimHeaven X roads, which is removing the roads. As you can see, we've got some nice ortho roads and global forests as well. And then this vegetation here is custom as part of the airport. So yeah, really nice. You can see all the mesh work here, looking really good. Nice little viewing area up here to view all the aircraft. Maybe we'll do one more replay from up here. That's a nice little area. And then we got the opposite side of the runway as well, with the mesh work and the terrain and vegetation and all that good stuff. So it does look really good. Link is of course in the description. Got some areas you can sunbathe down there. Must be cool, just sat here watching the planes land. Wow. Yeah, really cool, really nice from Mango Studios. And for first scenery, really great in my opinion. Really great. Of course, they are still working on it as well. I think it's getting some more updates, which is always really good. Let's do one more replay. So let's do this. And maybe we'll leave this for the outro, and I'll let this go on until for the end of today's stream. So we'll get it all set up, and I will say to you guys, thank you very much for watching. We will be having our members only stream tomorrow, so do make sure if you are a member, you do come and say hello. If you do want to join, you can always become a member using the blue join button down below. I know a lot of you guys have been gifted a membership today from Leaf. Very, very generous of him. So yeah, it would be great to see all of you guys there for our members only stream tomorrow at the same time. If you have any suggestions for what we fly in the stream, where we fly, do let me know in the Discord or anywhere else. If you are a new member, go ahead and link your YouTube in Discord, and you will get the Discord member role, and you get access to the member only section in the Discord. So yeah, I'll say thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to leave you with this replay, and I'll see some of you tomorrow.